Imagine building one of the fastest and most advanced supercars in the world, only to watch the company collapse around it. In the early 1990s, Bugatti made an incredible comeback with a machine unlike anything the automotive world had ever seen. It had a carbon fiber chassis, a quad-turbocharged V12 engine, permanent all-wheel drive, and performance that rivaled every exotic supercar of its era. Engineers believed they had created the perfect machine. Critics called it a technological masterpiece. Yet despite all its brilliance, disaster was waiting just around the corner. Sales slowed, money ran out, and one of the most ambitious automotive companies in history went bankrupt. How could a supercar this extraordinary fail? And why is it now worth millions of dollars? This is the incredible story of the Bugatti EB110, the supercar that almost disappeared forever. To understand the Bugatti EB110, we have to go back to the late 1980s. The legendary Bugatti name had disappeared from the automotive world for decades. Many believed the famous brand would never return. But one man had a different vision. Italian entrepreneur Romano Artioli dreamed of bringing Bugatti back to life, not with an ordinary sports car, but with the most advanced supercar ever built. In Campo Galliano, Italy, Bugatti constructed one of the most modern automobile factories in the world. It was bright, futuristic, and equipped with cutting-edge technology. The goal was simple: create a car that could outperform every rival. To make that dream a reality, Bugatti assembled a team of world-class engineers and designers. The heart of the new supercar would be extraordinary. Engineers developed a 3.5-liter V12 engine equipped with 4 turbochargers, a combination almost unheard of in a production road car. The result was breathtaking. The engine produced over 550 horsepower, delivering explosive acceleration while remaining remarkably smooth. But Bugatti didn't stop there. The EB110 featured permanent all-wheel drive, giving it exceptional grip and stability at high speeds. Its lightweight carbon fiber monocoque chassis, developed with advanced aerospace technology, made the car incredibly strong while keeping weight under control. Every detail was engineered with one purpose: absolute performance. When the Bugatti EB110 was officially unveiled in 1991, the automotive world was stunned. Its sharp, futuristic styling looked unlike anything else on the road. Journalists praised its engineering, and enthusiasts called it one of the most sophisticated supercars ever created. On the test track, the EB110 proved it wasn't just beautiful, it was incredibly fast. With a top speed of more than 340 kilometers per hour, it became one of the fastest production cars in the world. Yet behind the scenes, trouble was growing. The early 1990s brought a global economic slowdown. Luxury car buyers became more cautious, and demand for ultra-expensive supercars began to shrink. At the same time, the EB110 was extremely expensive to build. Every car required advanced materials, precision engineering, and countless hours of skilled craftsmanship. The cost of production was enormous. Although the Bugatti EB110 earned worldwide admiration, the company struggled to generate enough sales to cover its massive expenses. Financial pressure mounted year after year. The engineers had created an automotive masterpiece. But even masterpieces cannot survive without a successful business behind them. By 1995, the dream was coming to an end. Despite building one of the most technologically advanced supercars of its era, Bugatti could no longer overcome its financial struggles. The company officially declared bankruptcy. Production stopped. The futuristic factory in Campo Galliano fell silent, leaving behind unfinished cars, unused parts, and a vision that seemed lost forever. In total, only around 139 Bugatti EB110s were completed, instantly making the car one of the rarest supercars in the world. For years, the EB110 remained an overlooked legend. But as time passed, collectors and automotive historians began to appreciate what Bugatti had truly achieved. They realized the EB110 wasn't simply another fast car. It was a technological milestone. Its carbon fiber monocoque chassis, quad-turbocharged V12 engine, and advanced all-wheel drive system had set new standards for performance and engineering. Many of the ideas introduced in the EB110 would later influence the next generation of hypercars. Today, well-preserved EB110s sell for extraordinary prices at prestigious auctions, with collectors competing to own one of the rarest Bugattis ever built. Even more importantly, the EB110 became the bridge between Bugatti's historic past and its remarkable future. Years after the company's collapse, the Bugatti brand was revived once again under new ownership. That revival eventually gave the world legendary hypercars like the Bugatti Veyron, the Chiron, and later the Bolide, cars that continued the pursuit of speed and engineering excellence. Without the EB110, that remarkable comeback might never have happened. The Bugatti EB110 wasn't defeated by poor engineering. It was defeated by timing, economics, and the enormous cost of chasing perfection. Today, it's remembered not as the car that bankrupted Bugatti, but as one of the greatest and most visionary supercars ever created. Which legendary supercar should we explore next? The Mercedes-Benz KLK GTR, the McLaren F1, or the Lamborghini Diablo? Let us know your choice in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible stories from automotive history. After years of development, thousands of hours of engineering, and millions of dollars invested, the moment had finally arrived. On September 15, 1991, exactly 110 years after the birth of Ettore Bugatti, the world witnessed the return of one of the most legendary names in automotive history. The new supercar was officially revealed. Its name was the Bugatti EB110. The EB stood for Ettore Bugatti, while 110 celebrated what would have been the founder's 110th birthday. The launch was unlike anything the automotive world had seen. Journalists, racing drivers, and luxury car enthusiasts gathered to witness the rebirth of an icon. Cameras flashed as the deep blue supercar rolled onto the stage, its sharp lines and futuristic design immediately capturing attention. But the EB110 wasn't designed to impress people with its looks alone. Underneath its sculpted body was one of the most advanced engineering packages ever fitted to a road car. The 3.5-liter quad-turbocharged V12 engine delivered breathtaking power. Combined with a 6-speed manual transmission and permanent all-wheel drive, the EB110 launched with incredible traction and stability. It accelerated from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just over 3 seconds, placing it among the quickest production cars of its era. Yet straight-line speed was only part of the story. Thanks to its lightweight carbon fiber chassis and sophisticated suspension, the EB110 remained remarkably composed through high-speed corners. Drivers praised its balance, precision, and confidence at speeds that would unsettle many other supercars. During independent road tests, automotive journalists described the EB110 as one of the most refined, high-performance cars they had ever driven. Then came the numbers that stunned the industry. The Bugatti EB110 reached a top speed of more than 340 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest production cars in the world. Suddenly, Bugatti was competing with the greatest names in the supercar world. Rivals like the Ferrari F40, Porsche 959, Jaguar XJ220, and Lamborghini Diablo all faced a new challenger. And in many areas, the EB110 offered technology that even its competitors couldn't match. Buyers could choose between two versions. The EB110 GT focused on luxury and grand touring, combining exceptional performance with everyday comfort. For drivers seeking maximum speed, Bugatti introduced the lighter and more powerful EB110 Supersport. With increased power and reduced weight, the Supersport pushed the limits even further, becoming one of the most extreme road cars of the early 1990s. Around the world, magazines praised Bugatti's engineering achievement. Many believed the company had built the future of the supercar. But while the headlines celebrated speed, innovation, and luxury, behind the scenes, a far more dangerous race had already begun. Every Bugatti EB110 required enormous investment to build. The cost of perfection was becoming impossible to ignore. And despite worldwide admiration, the company's financial foundation was beginning to crack. From the outside, Bugatti looked unstoppable. The EB110 was praised by journalists, admired by collectors, and recognized as one of the most technologically advanced supercars ever built. But inside the company, the reality was very different. Every Bugatti EB110 was assembled with extraordinary precision. Its carbon fiber monocoque chassis required expensive manufacturing techniques. The quad-turbocharged V12 engine contained thousands of precision-engineered components. The permanent all-wheel drive system, handcrafted interior, and advanced electronics added even more complexity. Building an EB110 wasn't just expensive, it was incredibly costly. Each car demanded hundreds of hours of skilled craftsmanship and extensive quality testing before it could leave the factory. Although customers paid a premium price, the true cost of producing each car remained extremely high. At the same time, Bugatti had invested heavily in its state-of-the-art factory at Campogalliano. The company wasn't just paying for engineers and production. It also had to support a world-class research facility, advanced manufacturing equipment, and a growing international dealership network. Then, another challenge arrived. In the early 1990s, the global economy slowed dramatically. Luxury spending declined, wealthy buyers became more cautious, and demand for ultra-expensive supercars fell across the industry. Even famous brands struggled during this period. For Bugatti, the timing couldn't have been worse. The EB110 was admired by almost everyone, but only a small number of people could afford to buy one. Sales never reached the levels the company had expected. As fewer cars were delivered, income slowed while development and operating costs continued to rise. Financial pressure grew month after month. Suppliers still needed to be paid. Employees continued building cars. Research on future Bugatti projects consumed even more resources. The company searched for new investors and explored ways to secure additional funding. But the economic climate made finding support increasingly difficult. Despite creating one of the world's greatest supercars, Bugatti was running out of time. By 1995, the financial situation had become impossible to sustain. The company could no longer cover its mounting expenses. Production slowed. Orders were delayed. Confidence began to disappear. Then came the announcement no one wanted to hear. Bugatti Automobili entered bankruptcy. The production lines stopped. The once futuristic Campogalliano factory fell silent. Employees left their workstations. Unfinished cars and valuable components remained inside the factory, waiting for a future that seemed unlikely to arrive. It was a heartbreaking ending for a company that had dared to chase perfection. Yet unknown to almost everyone at the time, the story of the Bugatti EB110 was far from over. When Bugatti closed its doors in 1995, it felt like the end of a dream. The futuristic factory in Campogalliano stood silent. The assembly lines stopped moving. Engineers and technicians walked away from the project they had spent years bringing to life. Inside the factory, completed cars sat beside unfinished chassis. Shelves were still filled with rare components, specialized tools, and engine parts waiting for vehicles that would never be completed by the original company. For a time, it seemed as though the Bugatti EB110 would simply fade into history. But something unexpected happened. Instead of being forgotten, the EB110 began attracting a new generation of enthusiasts. Collectors looked beyond the company's financial collapse and focused on what truly mattered: the engineering. They saw a supercar that had introduced technology years ahead of its competitors: a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, a quad-turbocharged V12 engine, permanent all-wheel drive, and performance that could still impress decades later. As the years passed, surviving EB110s became increasingly difficult to find. With only around 139 examples produced, each car became more valuable. Specialists around the world began restoring these rare machines with extraordinary care. Every bolt, every engine component, and every carbon fiber panel was preserved to keep the cars as authentic as possible. Some unfinished parts from the original factory even found new life through dedicated restoration experts, helping owners maintain their cars to factory standards. Soon, the EB110 was appearing at prestigious concours events, historic racing festivals, and exclusive collector gatherings. People who had once overlooked the car now stopped to admire it. Automotive journalists began calling it one of the most underrated supercars ever built. Auction houses noticed the growing demand. Prices climbed steadily as collectors competed for the rare opportunity to own an original EB110. What had once been viewed as a commercial failure was now recognized as an engineering masterpiece. More importantly, the EB110 had preserved something even greater. It kept the Bugatti name alive during years when the company itself no longer existed. Without the passion of collectors, engineers, and restorers, the legacy of Bugatti might have been lost forever. But the story wasn't finished yet. Across the automotive world, another chapter was about to begin. A new owner would soon see the value hidden inside the Bugatti name. And that decision would lead to one of the greatest comebacks in automotive history. For several years after Bugatti's bankruptcy, the future of the legendary brand remained uncertain. The Campo Galliano factory was quiet. The production lines had stopped. And the dream of building the world's greatest supercar seemed to have ended forever. But great legends rarely stay forgotten. In 1998, the Bugatti name found a new beginning when the Volkswagen Group acquired the rights to the historic brand. Volkswagen wasn't interested in simply reviving Bugatti. It wanted to build the greatest road car the world had ever seen. Before designing anything new, engineers carefully studied Bugatti's past. They looked at the EB110, the final masterpiece of the original revival. They admired its carbon fiber construction, its advanced all-wheel drive system, its focus on extreme engineering, and its relentless pursuit of performance. Although the next generation would be completely new, the philosophy remained the same. Never compromise. Build the impossible. Over the following years, Volkswagen invested billions of dollars into research, development, and engineering. The result was the Bugatti Veyron. When it was introduced, the Veyron stunned the automotive world. Powered by an enormous quad-turbocharged W16 engine producing over 1,000 horsepower, it became the fastest production car of its time. Once again, Bugatti was setting world records. Once again, the company was proving that engineering excellence had no limits. The success of the Veyron was followed by another masterpiece, the Bugatti Chiron. Even more powerful, even more refined, the Chiron continued the legacy of pushing automotive technology to new heights. Later came extraordinary models like the Divo, 110, and Bolide, each inspired by the same philosophy that had guided the creators of the EB110 decades earlier. Looking back, it's impossible to ignore the EB110's influence. It proved that carbon fiber construction could transform supercar design. It demonstrated that all-wheel drive could deliver incredible performance without sacrificing control. And it showed that innovation sometimes matters more than immediate commercial success. Today, many automotive historians view the EB110 as the bridge between Bugatti's historic past and its modern renaissance. Without the EB110 keeping the Bugatti spirit alive during the 1990s, the Veyron, the Chiron, and the modern Bugatti story might never have existed. The company that once stood on the edge of extinction had become one of the most respected names in the hypercar world. More than 3 decades have passed since the Bugatti EB110 first appeared. What was once considered an ambitious gamble has become one of the most respected supercars in automotive history. Time has changed the way people see the EB110. In the 1990s, many focused on the company's financial collapse. Today, enthusiasts focus on something entirely different. They see a machine that was years ahead of its time. A carbon fiber monocoque chassis, a quad-turbocharged V12 engine, permanent all-wheel drive, advanced aerodynamics. These features weren't just impressive for the early 1990s. They helped shape the future of high-performance automobiles. Around the world, the Bugatti EB110 has become one of the most sought-after collector cars. Whenever one appears at a major auction or prestigious concours event, it attracts enormous attention. Collectors know they aren't simply buying a rare supercar. They're preserving an important chapter of automotive history. Every surviving EB110 tells the story of bold ambition. It represents the determination of engineers who refuse to accept limitations. They didn't build the easiest car. They built the best car they knew how to create. Although the company that produced it could not survive, the ideas behind the EB110 never disappeared. Those ideas inspired future Bugatti hypercars and influenced performance car engineering across the industry. Today, when people admire the Veyron, the Chiron, or the newest Bugatti models, they are also seeing the legacy of the EB110. It was the bridge between Bugatti's glorious past and its extraordinary future. Sometimes, history judges success differently than the marketplace. Financially, the EB110 struggled, but as an engineering achievement, it became timeless. The Bugatti EB110 wasn't simply a supercar. It was a statement that innovation requires courage, that perfection often comes at a price, and that true legends are measured not only by the companies that build them, but by the inspiration they leave behind. The Bugatti EB110 may have witnessed the fall of a company, but it also helped inspire one of the greatest comebacks in automotive history. And that is why, even today, it remains one of the most extraordinary supercars ever created. Thank you for joining us on the incredible journey of the Bugatti EB110. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories about the world's greatest cars and the people who built them. Which legendary supercar should we explore next? The Mercedes-Benz KLK GTR, Ferrari F50, or Lamborghini Diablo SV? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep your passion for cars alive, and thanks for watching.